I help minority families. The reason being is there is a strong financial disparity within the Black and Brown communities. It was 1995. I was asked to be in one of my friends' weddings. It was the last day of the bridal fitting, and attitudes were flying. And I remember it was time for me to go. I had a beautiful 4-year-old daughter that I had to get home to. And later that evening, one of my girlfriends called me. She was like, T, they all in their feelings. And I'm like, look, we all have to put our differences aside. It was not about us. It was about the bride to be. So I decided to take it upon myself to plan and give her bridal shower and bachelorette party. And I charged it. So I called the bridesmaids and I told them, this is not about you. At times you have to put your differences aside for somebody else. So I asked them, just get the bride there on time, make sure the venue is decorated, and I got this. And I did, but I used money that I had not earned. I charged it, but at the end of the day, we had a fabulous time. The bride was happy, and I hope they're still happily married today. I filed Chapter 7 bankruptcy in September of 2006. I was 34 years young. My daughter Dominique was 14 and getting ready to enter into high school. I suffered in silence, financially and emotionally. No one knew what I was going through. And I remember she wanted to go to a private high school. And the reality was, I didn't have the money to send her. Instead of asking my family for support, I struggled because I didn't want people to know that I did not have it together as I made it appear to the outside world. The one person I should have asked was my mother, Betty Jean. She always was in my corner no matter what I did. So for me, I decided I didn't want to be in this situation in 4 years when Dominique got ready to go to college. Therefore, I remember Googling bankruptcy attorney. I had to set my pride aside because I needed to reestablish my financial footprint, not only to provide a better life for me, but to provide a better life for Dominique. And I had to have that difficult conversation. Baby, mommy does not have it together. We are struggling. I am unable to give you what you want. It's either going to be college or high school. And therefore, she went to a public high school. But I knew I had to do something different. And in making that choice, not only for myself and making it for her, I can honestly say today that I am debt-free. It is the mid-1990s. I was on the campus of Cal State Hayward, and those from the Bay Area, it is now Cal State East Bay. I think it was a career day out in the quad, and I remember these lines of tables, recruiters and creditors. So what did I do? I signed up at every table there was. And the look was a free gift. Didn't matter what it was, I signed my name. Next thing I knew, within the first week, first credit card came, then the second, then the third. Within about 2 years, I had all the major credit cards, department stores, gas cards, car note, and student loans. When you added all that up together, I was probably in about $100,000 worth of debt and had no clue as to what I was going to do. So I knew I had to do something different. I had to face that elephant in the room. Going through that process was difficult. I remember being laid off as a payroll manager. And mind you, I am someone that pays people for a living. I am educated, master's in accounting and financial management. My bachelor's is in accounting. However, I had to face that white elephant in the room because I had an inability to continue to live how I was living. So In that process, I remember going to bankruptcy court and being required to go through consumer credit counseling. That was one of the best things that could have ever happened to me. I took everything my counselor taught me. Two of the biggest things were to create a monthly budget and to live within your means, because I no longer had the credit cards to live off of anymore. In doing that, I was not only able to reestablish my financial footprint, but show Dominique there's a better way of life. I wanted to teach her and myself how to be financially responsible. And on that journey, I remember feeling there are things I can't do. And one was to own a home. And guess what? I was able to reach that out of reach dream of obtaining and owning my own home for me and my baby girl.
It's a great day. My name is Shay Brown. I just want to speak to you, the speaker, or maybe not even a speaker, right? Maybe you're not a speaker, but you have a message inside of you that you want to release, or maybe you have a story, right? A story of your life, a story in your career, or maybe as you're listening right now, you're an expert, right? You're an expert at teaching people how to do something. You're an expert at raising kids. And I want you to imagine for a moment that you had an opportunity to share your message or your story on a bigger stage. And I'm going to talk about that in a moment and what that would mean for you if you could reach your target audience. If you're an entrepreneur, if that target audience got associated to the problem that you solve, or if you're a super entrepreneur with sales funnels out there, not only did they get associated to who you were, but they were able to join your list. Now, for other folks, that won't make no sense at all. But for you, the entrepreneur, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I want to invite you over to something called the Comeback Champion Summit. And the whole purpose of the Comeback Champion Summit is really to do one thing, which is one word, and that is possibilities. That's right. When you get a chance to get on stage, you get a chance to do it virtually, and some of you maybe in person, and you get a chance to share your story. So something deep inside of you. I always say your message, because some of you have a message or your expertise. Then guess what happens? Three things happen. Number one, you get to make a difference. And isn't that why you are on this earth? I mean, I don't want to get emotional here, but you're really on this earth to make a difference for someone else. Something has happened to you so it can go through you to someone else. And being able to speak on a platform that provides an audience, it's like I'm the microphone that allows you to help more people faster. So that's number one. Number two, when you're on a platform, I'm going to invite you to the Comeback Champion Summit, you get a chance to have more meaning in the world, to have more impact, and to have more influence. And that's really who we're looking for. We're looking for folks out there who have an interest, want, or desire of serving others. So if that's you, I'm going to invite you to go over to www.comebackchampionsummit.com. Again, comebackchampionsummit.com. Click the button. It'll say apply to speak. Go through the process. And if it's a good fit, can't wait to share your story over at the Comeback Champion Summit or any one of our platforms that serves other folks. With that being said, my name, by the way, is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone, and we'll make some good things happen. We connect again real soon. See you out.
What would I tell my 21-year young self? First, I would tell myself, anything is possible. In fact, the word says, I'm possible. And everything is figure outable. I would look into those big brown eyes of that 2-year-old daughter of mine, Dominique, and tell her, baby, always have faith. Bet on yourself and follow your dreams. I would also remind myself of the two phenomenal women, my mother, Betty Jean, and my grandmother, Bessie Bell Blunt, of the strength they instilled in me, because these were two women that made a way out of no way. Whew. And I am the strong woman I am today because of the two of them. Oh, yeah. That's what I would tell myself today and remind myself then and reminds her they are not here in the physical, but I know these women walk with me every day, and they are not going to let me or my baby fail. Oh, I love you both. I am empowered in helping the next generation in not only creating financial freedom, but learning how to be responsible, be stable with their money. Because one of the things we know, there is a financial disparity within the Black community, and that is access to home ownership, being able to pay for a higher education for our children, not having or building emergency and financial funds, and then access to financial resources that we need to make effective and informative financial decisions. One of the things my grandmother did and taught me was how to create generational wealth. I can honestly say that our family still owns the home that her and my grandfather bought, which he did with his VA. People need to know there is light at the end of the tunnel. You have to be able to accept the guidance and skills that you are given and that I received from my consumer credit counselor. Because filing for bankruptcy, I was required to go through that. Learning how to budget, learning how to live within my means taught me how to not only reestablish my financial footprint, but create generational wealth for Dominique. So what's next for me? I want to continue teaching financial literacy, continue doing speaking events, even maybe write a book on finances and how to bridge the gap that we are facing today. There have even been conversations of establishing a financial hub in Oakland, California, because people of color, our Black community, needs the resources. And I want people to know you are not alone. There are people here to help you obtain the dreams that I once didn't think I was able to, and that was to be debt-free and own a home. This country does struggle with creating financial freedom and creating generational wealth for our families, our children, our grandchildren. And I want to be a part of that mission to show and educate people you can and you will obtain the dreams that you once thought you were never able to. Why do people choose to work with my company? Why do organizations choose to work with my company? Reason being, the African American community is faced with financial disparities, and we are faced with several economic challenges today. That is the lack of home ownership, the inability to pay for higher education for our children, not having or creating emergency savings funds, and not having resources to financial information so that we can make effective and informed decisions. Recently, I read an article that approximately 54% of African Americans do not have enough money saved for retirement. That's over half. That is a huge, huge number. I am on a mission to change the financial landscape for the Black community because I don't want people to have to experience the financial challenges, bankruptcy, and the lack of financial resources to have a successful life, create generational wealth, and leave not only money, but assets to our children, our grandchildren, our families, for generations to come. What have I enjoyed about the making of an entrepreneur? When I walked in, I was nervous as all get up, had no idea what to expect. But I can honestly say, Shay, as my mentor, who spent several sessions with me just on coaching me and making this process easy for me. His staff has been so professional. I couldn't have asked for a better experience. And I must say, my makeup is on point today. Thank you to Hello Gorgeous, because it was something I could not have done by myself. But this team has made this an incredible experience. And if anyone has the chance to do this, I say absolutely. Bet on yourself, make the decision, and do it.
Thank you so much for watching the Making of an Entrepreneur DocuSeries. I just want to take a moment to talk to you. That's right, you that's watching right now. You the mom, or maybe you're the dad, or maybe you're an entrepreneur, or perhaps you're an auntie or uncle, but you're someone out there that has a heart to give, you have a heart to serve, and as you're watching this Making of an Entrepreneur DocuSeries, you may be thinking to yourself, wait a minute, I've had some life lessons, I've had some setbacks, I've had some experiences, I've gone through some things that have helped me become a better person, and I want to take that and I want to release that to other folks. Okay. Maybe you're a speaker and you're already doing it. Maybe you've written books and you've already done that. Or maybe the story that's inside of you, the expertise that's inside of you, the message inside of you, this is the right platform for you to make a bigger difference and a bigger impact in the world. Now, this whole Making of an Entrepreneur DocuSeries, if you had to sum it up in just one word, and it's kind of hard to do that, but as I'm talking to you and you're listening right now, you might be saying, Shay, what's the one word? And the one word I would say is just legacy. Legacy. There's a legacy I understand that you want to leave for your family, and I get that. But there's also a legacy of your knowledge. There's a legacy of your expertise. And think about this. You're able to share your message or share your story or share your expertise. And long after you're gone, they still have a window into the soul of who you are and the impact that leaves behind. If that's you and you someone that's want to get the information, you're someone that's ready to do something bigger than just your business and bigger than just making more money, but you want to have more meaning in the world, do me a favor. Go over to www.themakingofanontrepreneurdocuseries.com. I know that's a long email, a long address, but I want you to hear it again one more time. Themakingofanoentrepreneur.com. Now, when you get there, just put your first name and your last name and your phone number and information in there. Worst case scenario, you have a meeting with the team and decide, hey, me being a cast member, this isn't a good fit, but I had a lot of fun. Best case scenario, you decide to take a step. Folks understand your backstory, understand what you've been through, and the world is much better off while you're here. And when the day comes and you decide to transition and move on, it's still doing very, very well. So with that being said, I just want to pop in. Thanks a lot for watching the Making of an Entrepreneur series. My name is Shay Brown. I want to encourage you to continue to watch, and I'll see you at the next episode. God bless.